Hey everyone. The real stories of calamities, disappearances, and other inexplicable events that have unfolded inside the Bermuda Triangle, the infamous section of the western North Atlantic that's left experts baffled for decades. Today, let's know about the mysterious patch of the Atlantics where dozens of ships, planes, and people have disappeared. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. This was requested by one of my viewers recently, so here it is in a small try from my end to showcase the Bermuda Triangle and what's inside. Let's begin. According to legend, in 1881, a ship called the Ellen Austin was sailing from Liverpool to the United States when it encountered an abandoned vessel. Opting to salvage the ship and its cargo, the captain sent over a small band of men to commandeer it. But during the nights, the ships were separated, and in the morning, the captain found the vessel abandoned anew with no trace of his men. This was just one of the many strange stories to emerge from the swatch of ocean known as the Bermuda Triangle. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle has captivated the world since the 1960s, when the term was first coined in Argosy magazine. But its history of puzzling disappearances and other odd phenomena is far older. In fact, even Christopher Columbus reported some unsettling occurrences as he passed through the Bermuda Triangle en route to the Americas. So what is the Bermuda Triangle exactly? Is the Bermuda Triangle real? And if so, is it dangerous? The answer to what is the Bermuda Triangle must start with where is the Bermuda Triangle? But like many things about this strange stretch of ocean, the area's exact parameters are somewhat murky. Writer Vincent Gaddis, who coined the term in his article The Deadly Bermuda Triangle for Argosy magazine in February 1964, offered the first definition. Gaddis explained that the triangle itself is formed between points in Bermuda, Florida, and San Juan, Puerto Rico, an area covering a sweeping 500,000 square miles in the Atlantic Ocean. This area is by no means isolated. Gaddis had written in his 1964 article, "The coasts of Florida and the Carolinas are well populated, as well as the islands involved. Sea distances are relatively short. Day and night there is traffic over the sea and airlines. The waters are well patrolled by the Coast Guard, the Navy, and the Air Force. And yet, this relatively limited area is a scene of disappearances that total far beyond the laws of chance." The Bermuda Triangle underlines the fact that despite swift wings and the voice of a radio, we still have a world large enough so that men and their machines and ships can disappear without a trace. Indeed, within this stretch of sea, more than 50 ships and 20 airplanes have vanished. Many disappeared under truly bizarre circumstances. The history of odd events in this part of the Atlantic Ocean stretches back as far as Christopher Columbus. The explorer described seeing a strange fireball crash into the sea while he was traveling through the Bermuda Triangle in the 15th century, and wrote in his ship's log about erratic compass readings in the area. Since then, scores of people have fared far worse than that. Many have disappeared along with their ships or planes, while in the Bermuda Triangle, which has also come to be called as Devil's Triangle, Limbo of the Lost, the Twilight Zone, and Hoodoo Sea. Of all the ships that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle, one has long captured the public imagination: the USS Cyclops, which vanished in 1918. The Cyclops was traveling between Brazil and United States with a cargo of 10,800 tons of manganese ore and about 300 passengers and crew. In March 1918, it inexplicably disappeared without sending a distress call or responding to any of the radio messages from nearby vessels. Till date, no one knows exactly what happened to the Cyclops. Some have suggested that it was destroyed by a German attack, sunk by a giant octopus, or wrecked during a failed mutiny against the ship's captain. The wreck of the Cyclops has never been found. But it's not only ships that have disappeared. In December 1945, 5 Navy planes flew from Fort Lauderdale into the Bermuda Triangle for a training mission known as Flight 19. They promptly vanished. To make things even stranger, one of the rescue planes sent to search for them vanished as well. Bewildered, Navy officials reported that it was as if they had flown to Mars. Perhaps one of the strangest disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle happened in 1969, when 2 keepers at Great Isaac Lighthouse in the Bahamas suddenly vanished without a trace. Though some have attributed their disappearance to a storm that passed through the area, others think that the supposedly mystical forces of the Bermuda Triangle had something to do with it. I have made a video on how there is a connection between the Vedas and the creation of the Bermuda Triangle. You can also watch that as well. Over the years, many theories have been put forward to explain why so many ships and planes and even lighthouse keepers have disappeared in this part of the Atlantic Ocean in the past 500 years. Most tropical storms and hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean pass through the Bermuda Triangle, which makes it a particularly treacherous part of the ocean for ships. What's more, the volatile Gulf Stream can cause violent changes in weather conditions. Another theory says that massive swells that can grow up to 100 feet could have easily swallowed ships like the Cyclops. And as Encyclopedia Britannica reports, storms in the Bermuda Triangle come from multiple directions, which makes these waves even more likely. Yet another theory suggests that the cause of all the disappearances can be found much deeper in the ocean. Some scientists believe huge deposits of methane gas could be behind the Bermuda Triangle phenomenon. Eruptions of the gas could displace water, causing ships to sink. And because the gas is flammable, it could even collide with an airplane mid-air and cause it to explode. Then again, the disappearances could be due to something else entirely. Some believe that aliens might have abducted the missing sailors and pilots. This theory states that aliens have used the Bermuda Triangle as some kind of portal to Earth, and that they use the abducted people and ships to better understand humankind. Indeed, a similar theory suggests that this part of the ocean could be some kind of wormhole. Others have postulated that a sea monster could account for the inexplicable disappearances of ships and planes. Perhaps the strangest theory is that the lost city of Atlantis might have something to do with the Bermuda Triangle. This theory suggests that the sunken city uses crystal energies to bring down ships and planes. But experts, however, have dismissed ideas like these as nonsense. The ocean has always been a mysterious place to humans, and when foul weather or poor navigation is involved, it can be a very deadly place. There is no evidence that mysterious disappearances occur with any greater frequency in the Bermuda Triangle than in any other large, well-traveled area of the ocean. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.